Colette Kinsler reporting there. Well, from that lovely thing to they're making the right sounds to getting noticed for the right reasons. On Monday night, our television series The Business continues on RTE 1 at 8:30, when we'll be taking a close look at the whole issue of branding. And we'll have the good, the bad and the downright ugly. Hopefully you'll be able to tune in for that. But what happens when things do go wrong, whether it's for a company or a person, and the reputation's at stake? Kevin Meaney is the director of IDF Marketing. Sheena Horgan is a senior consultant at Keating and Associates, and they know all about that. Sheena, you do have to work very hard to mind a reputation these days, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing about reputation, to paraphrase Benjamin Franklin, is that it takes a lot of good deeds to make a good reputation, and just one small, bad, misplaced comment or whatever to absolutely destroy it. So reputation is such a fragile thing. I mean, what we do at Keating's is we try and manage it and nurture it. We act as reputation custodians, if you like, and brand guardians, because it's very important in today's difficult business climate to do that.
Yeah, and with the internet and so on, things can change in an instant.
Yeah, the world has got so much smaller, and transparency is key, because there really is nowhere left to hide.
Kevin, I've seen it mentioned as reputation, the reputation economy. This is a new buzzword which is out there because it is really important. In fact, some people think that the way we are going, that your online reputation could in future be as important as your credit rating.
Absolutely. Reputation economy, basically, in a nutshell, it's how your company's reputation determines its success. So today we must assume that everything goes online. So it's critical to keep in touch on how you're perceived online and how your reputation is. And I guess the best story, actually, to get this across was back in 2005, was Dell Computers. So Dell sold a laptop to a man called Jeff Jarvis, and the laptop actually broke. So Jeff went back to Dell support, asking to replace the laptop. Dell were not responsive. So basically what happened there, Jeff started blogging online. And Dell were completely unaware of this. But all Jeff's followers spread the story virally. And within 2 days, 100 publications published the story. And because of this, Dell's quarterly profits fell by 28%. And 50% of online chat about the brand is actually negative.
So it was like a hell.
Yeah, hell, yeah, exactly. That's what they coined it as. But and the interesting thing about this is that this is back 2005, when Twitter didn't actually exist. Facebook had only 1 million users, and blogging was just a buzzword that was going around. And if you compare that to actually today, where Twitter has 300 million users, and there's 750 million people on Facebook, and 2 billion people online, the effects today could be disastrous.
God, Sheena, that means people have to move very quickly. Like in that case, Dell should have been instantly responding, but they probably left it for too long, and it grew legs.
Yeah, I mean, one of the kind of important rules of any form of crisis management or risk mitigation is to respond, and to respond quickly, even if all you're doing is giving a holding statement saying we need to look into this. You know, maybe it's a mea culpa or whatever, but responding quickly is important, because, as I say, the world has got smaller. There is nowhere to hide. If you leave a vacuum and a space, then people will fill it with whatever noise and chatter they want. And especially because the online area, as you know, Kevin is an expert in, is very hard to moderate and to manage. An example of that is McDonald's recently did a campaign, a hashtag campaign. Nice little idea, MacD stories. Post up your stories, got some lovely good stories, got a hell of a lot of negative ones, and quickly within an hour the whole thing was gone. So, you know, that shows that even a marketing guru of the might of McDonald's can still get it wrong. It's a very delicate, dangerous space, and balance is required.
And it's not just the big companies, because wasn't there a story recently in the UK about a school which had to respond to a reputational issue because of what somebody posted on Facebook? What was that?
Well, I mean, any of the listeners who are mummies and daddies or teachers will kind of cringe when they hear this, but it was a school in Hull, I think, in the UK, and one of the teachers, or it may have been a couple of teachers, were posting hugely disparaging comments about parents and kids. And so the school instantly had to retract this and
inbred. Did I read
yeah,
inbred
was on them. I kind of looked and just went, I mean, I'm a mother of 4 and I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe the teachers would do that. And it comes back to Kevin's point of, you know, we really need to think about what we're doing. And as an individual, you're an individual, but you're also an employee. So where do you draw the lines on your Facebook and your LinkedIn profiles and everything else?
Because what we teach our clients to do is how to deal with crisis. So when, for example, the Domino's case back in 2009, When
what was that case? Domino's.
Well,
That's Domino's Pizza.
Domino's Pizza, that's right. So basically, a YouTube video went viral of some staff kind of messing with the food before it went out to delivery.
What kind of messing?
I'm not going to describe what it would basically.
You'll never eat pizza again.
They were spitting in it.
Yeah, exactly. They were basically desecrating a pizza before it went out for delivery. Now, the Domino's actually dealt with it very well. So they actually did an apology video straight away and addressed all their fan base. So they actually handled it very well, and like Domino's be very well known for their training techniques as well.
They get rid of the spitters.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, they're prosecuted later on. But basically, the way we tell our clients is to deal with a crisis. We first to use their company blog. So basically, keep everyone aware of what's going on and deal with the issue head on. The worst thing you do is bury your head in sand, because
and it's not just the companies. I mean, individuals. Like there was a Rate My Solicitor website.
Yes.
What happened to that?
Well, basically that was.
And in fact, there's a Rate My Teacher one too, isn't there?
That's right. It's actually gone now. It's actually down. And
that's the solicitor one is gone.
That's right. Yeah, okay. And like review websites in general, actually, they can be very positive but very negative for companies as well. TripAdvisor would be an example of another one. How hotels and restaurants.
They're very influential. TripAdvisor would be very influential in people making up their mind about whether or not they're going to go.
I think an interesting point on the review websites, and it's worth bearing in mind now, how you handle it will vary from business to business, but you can have a few loud people making very negative comments, and it mightn't necessarily be a good litmus test as to what the general public and their view of your product or your service is. Doesn't mean to say you can ignore them, you still have to deal with them. But the amount of time and effort a business puts into that online space.
Well, that is one thing that I think I can really, I get the point, because there's so many people who write blogs, and some of them, they write blogs, and you just wonder, there are some really fantastic blogs, but there are some people who you wonder whether or not they're all in the right mind at all. And if they say something, and the most outrageous thing you say, the more people will pick up on it. And so, as you say, you're getting loud by saying absolutely crazy things. And somebody who's very, very busy has to respond to that. And there's so many people out there who have the ability to just use up your time responding to stuff like that.
It's that stakeholder conundrum, and that is what.
And you have to respond, do you?
Well, you do, but you have to have, I suppose, a system of responding, and you also have to be able to be discerning enough to recognise what is a genuine complaint and issue, and how far has this issue gone, how many other customers feel like this, and what is actually just an antagonistic Joe Blogs kind of complaining.
Like for hotel clients now and restaurant clients, what we advise them to do is going back to TripAdvisor, which is very influential for that sector. Basically, we advise them to educate their guests about TripAdvisor. So, for example, if someone's checking out of a B&B or hotel, just educate them about TripAdvisor. You know, it'd be great if you could leave us a review. So the positive clients are actually are kind of doing the work.
So you kind of corral all the positive people and say, so would you, here's a little voucher, and would you like to put something in TripAdvisor? So the next thing you got 50 good ones versus one bad one or something.
Exactly.
So you manage your reputation in that manner.
Because you're going to have what we call, say, the loudmouths online saying bad things, but like people have had a great experience with your company. Absolutely, they're going to write something good about your company. So just educate people about it. And also a great tip as well is for our clients' websites, we install the TripAdvisor widget onto their website. The key is make it so easy for people to make a review, because if like a lot of people who maybe use TripAdvisor find it hard to log in, and it's all about how easy it is to make a review.
So make that really, help them along, particularly if they're going to help you.
Oh, absolutely,
Sure. One of the things, of course, is individuals themselves. They have a personal brand. And it becomes more and more important, whether it is through your online presence, whether it's a Facebook thing, or a lot of people have this LinkedIn stuff and so on. You wouldn't want to overlook the importance of what you might have put on that.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Because when people come to apply for jobs, it can come back to haunt them, or it can help them.
Of course it can, and it is being used more and more frequently for kind of in job applications and considering candidates and everything else. But I mean, be it an individual, an employee, or be it somebody senior within an organisation, the thing about reputation, as I said earlier, it is so fragile, and 80% of a business's reputation is based around, hinges on that CEO and that person at the helm. So you think you're Bill Gates, you think of your Michael O'Leary, you think of even our own political parties and the Taoiseach and how his reputation follows through and dictates the reputation of the organisation. So an individual's actions are very, very important and have an impact on the business and the brand and the bottom line at the end of the day.
Well, it's something we're all going to get used to, your personal brand and your online presence. It's the world we live in. Well, Sheena and Kevin, thank you both very much. That's it for this week. Don't forget our webpage, which is rte.ie/the business. Marianne Finucane is next. We'll be back at the same time again next week. Until then, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
The Business on RTE Radio 1 with Energia, providing expert advice and competitive prices to Irish businesses for over 10 years.
And The Business is an Old Yard production for RTE Radio 1.